feel like this is the most insane one out of this, but it's just a theory that Vergilius is actually also a sinner. Of course, like in reference to Dante the Inferno, Vergilius is exactly a sinner. He's just a guy in purgatory who is just, on tour guide duty for this reasons. I don't actually know. But something, well, like people used to say a lot about how like Dante's ability isn't that he can only talk to sinners, but more if he can only talk to people affected by the light, as in like egos and distortions. Since he was able to talk to Papa Bungie when he was distorted, and of course he can talk to sinners, and they all have their own base egos and stuff. So the idea that Vergilius can actually hear him by just faking it. The most obvious example of this is during the Trash Crabs event, where Vergilius and Dante are both talking, and there are no sinners around to help translate. So it's near guarantee. So like it's like quite obvious that Vergilius may or may not be able to actually hear him, or maybe he's just smart enough to predict everything he says or something like that. But this theory mostly comes from the April Fool's event. Yes, I know, but Project Moon is generally very specific about all these little lore stuff. So the whole point is that during the April Fool's event, and on the horse section, Vergilius actually takes the role of Tazuna, which is the instructor who may or may not be a horse. Of course, it's a near confirmed theory that Tazuna is actually a horse and is actually based off a specific horse which was able to set multiple records but was not allowed in the game due to like legal reasons and stuff. But Vergilius takes the form of a horse here. And the whole point that Tazuna pretends to be a human even though she is definitely a horse. Vergilius here is pretending to be something that he definitely isn't, so maybe Vergilius is also a sinner. And also, side note, like Vergilius talks about how Mephistopheles was able to run really fast. So that kind of implies Mephistopheles takes the role of Special Week here, which is very cursed. But again, judging by, the role of Mephistopheles in Faust's book, Mephistopheles might actually be like a sentient or like a thing and not just a bus engine. But again, it's able to scream, it's able to eat people, it's able to use enkephalin, which is, meant to be energy for stuff. It is able to extract mirror identities, it is able to open the back doors. So Mephistopheles being sentient really isn't that big a deal compared to everything else it is able to do.